Hi everyone, welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. So we finally have information about the last major update of this year in Diablo Immortal, the Shattered Sanctuary, where Diablo is finally coming into the game. So this is a really exciting update with loads of cool new content, and it's going to keep us busy for the rest of the year. And whatever happens in the main story in this year is obviously going to carry forward into next year's round of updates as well. So yeah, this is really exciting. So the Hour is Night Adventurer, our last update for 2024, Shattered Sanctuary, and your climactic fight against Diablo will come into fruition on December the 13th. So while you prepare to clash against the fully restored Lord of Terror in the new zone he created using the Worldstone Shard, World's Crown, we're providing you with a look at the Shattered Sanctuary main quest, challenge dungeons, the new Helliquary bosses, and 3 new legendary gems. So there's a dev video that's been put up there on YouTube. Check it out. And designer Ryan Quinn talks about all of the new features that are coming in the game. In summary, yeah, basically the new update is called Shattered Sanctuary, where Diablo is finally coming. We have a new zone called World's Crown, which includes new bounties, new monsters, and a new main quest. And this new area looks very hellish, very like red, pools of blood. I like what you described about some rain sort of falling in the opposite direction, and yeah, it just sort of is going to be a very hellish look. I hope they make it very different to Realm of Damnation, so it sort of stands out from that area that we've got at the moment. So the art direction looks great, and the locations, and hopefully we'll get obviously the new graphical updates along with this new main area as well, so it's going to look great. So, and also I saw some throwback to some older Diablo enemies that are coming back, like Viper from Diablo 1. That's quite cool to see that enemy come back. So, and obviously we're going to get to fight Diablo finally as a boss encounter. He'll be in the main quest of the game and replayable as well as a boss challenge. You can take up to 4 players to replay that boss challenge. And I think it's going to be a way that you'll have to use the Elduran sword during that fight to maybe, you know, deal some damage once you get access to that sword. I think that's going to sort of come into play as well. There's going to be different difficulty levels that you'll unlock, and doing those different difficulty levels and replaying the Diablo boss challenge will give you new high level equipment and also cosmetics as well. And on top of that, we're going to get these challenge dungeons where you're going to have some dungeon modifiers and new globes, a bit of a extra challenge for those who are sort of, you know, used to the repetitive nature of the dungeons that we've got now and sort of want things to be a bit more of a challenge and mix things up. So that's cool. And obviously the new legendary gems as well. So definitely check out this video. I'm going to link it in this video as well, but it'll be easy to find. Its delivery in this video is quite cool as well. So yeah, definitely check that out. And that's a big summary basically. And I think this update is going to go a little bit further into that. So you've got a Fated Duel, which is the new name of the main quest that's going to be introduced in this final update. Crank up the complexity in challenge dungeons, meet your nightmare, Dreadbirth Helliquary bosses, harness the power of new legendary gems, and obviously this Eternal War update, the crossover with World of Warcraft is going to carry on as well. So, and there's going to be more details to come. I think maybe on the 11th, I think there was a date posted. There's going to be a bit more information to come as well. So let's just have a quick run through and look at the updates here. So as I mentioned, the new main quest is going to be called a Fated Duel. So that's the Shattered Sanctuary main quest. Now, it's really cool. I mean, there's not too many mobile games out there, RPG ones, which have a main quest that sort of follow on. A lot of them are very, you know, pick up and play and just sort of do your daily tasks and stuff like that, which obviously Diablo Immortal has. But it's great that we've got a main story quest, just like all of the mainline story Diablo games that are out there. It's great that we have that as well. And I think you can go ahead in game and sort of look back at the previous cutscenes as well. There is an area, I think it's where the Fractured Plane area is and where Cain is. You can look back at some of the cutscenes. I might end up doing a video on that just to do a bit of a summary on the story so far. So it'd definitely be worth, you know, going into that area, having a bit of a summary and read through the story so far, because obviously we've been playing this game for quite a long time. We may have forgotten some of the story elements. It's nice to have a bit of a recap. Once again, some fantastic artwork in these update notes as usual. I love looking at the artwork and really appreciate the artwork they put in to these updates. That would make a really cool canvas actually. If there's anyone out there who does canvases, maybe try and reach out and try to get that one made into a canvas. That would be really cool on the wall. So Shattered Sanctuary is the next chapter in the main quest for Diablo Immortal, available to those who have completed the Crucible of Justice quest with Eldurin, the Sword of Justice, in hand. So remember, we've still got Eldurin in our inventory if you've completed the Crucible of Justice, and having that in our inventory has also increased the damage that our ultimate skill does. So that's not just a random item that was just there for no reason. That is going to play a part in defeating Diablo in the next main quest. That's pretty cool. And that's going to be at World's Crown, which is our largest zone to date. You'll face Diablo in a high stakes duel for the fate of the Sanctuary. But what do we have here? But before you can clash against the Lord of Terror, you must first fight for a vicious legion comprised of terror demons, cultists, shardborn, and the maddened. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And looking forward to jumping into there, obviously with the new graphical updates as well. So new main quest, new area. I'm guessing we're going to have some bestiary updates for that new area, maybe new side quests in that area as well, a new town. So it's going to be fun to have, a new area to explore. I'm sure people are going to find their, open world farming spots in that area as well. So next up we have the challenge dungeons. So they're going to crank up the sort of difficulty in the challenge dungeons. This looks like it's the Mad King. Dungeons just became more rewarding and dangerous. Shattered Sanctuary introduces boosted versions called challenge dungeons, which are higher difficulty versions of all Diablo Immortal existing dungeons. Okay, cool. So it's not just some specific dungeons. So every dungeon that we're used to playing, there's going to be harder versions that grant you some, better equipment and hopefully, more loot and more legendaries. And I don't think it mentions more about the loot. Your first challenge dungeon will be completed each week, will provide a chest with a guaranteed set item, and all challenge runs will have a higher chance of dropping potent rewards. Hopefully we get higher chance of runes as well. I'm really struggling to get some of the legendary runes. I haven't even had one drop yet, so hopefully we get a higher chance of runes, and hopefully we get more battle pass points for these challenge dungeons as well, which means it'll be even quicker to cap battle points each week. So I'm hoping they introduce an increased number of battle pass points you get from these challenge dungeons. So these are going to be really interesting. We're so used to doing all of these dungeons, sort of flying through them, with our eyes closed. It's going to be nice to have a bit more of a challenge and mix things up in the game a little bit. So really looking forward to that. Next up, we've got new Helliquary bosses. Once again, amazing artwork here with these new bosses. I love looking at the detail in this artwork here. You've got some really creepy looking demonic bosses that you definitely don't want to come up against. Yeah, the really, really nice artwork there. So some of the Lord of Terror's strongest allies have reared their abhorrent heat in Sanctuary. Rayek will need your help more than ever to return those abominations to the crevices they crawled out of. So gather your allies and prepare to unlock 3 new Inferno difficulties. So we've got a confirmation of 3 new Inferno difficulties. I thought they might go into sort of Torment 1, Torment 2, Torment 3, but maybe they're gonna save sort of a Torment or something like that till later on. But it's 3 new Inferno difficulties and various helpful rewards for slaying the Dreadbirth Helliquary bosses. So I'm gonna try and pronounce these properly. So Vog Marek the Tormentor, so that's interesting. Human skulls and angelic armor. These are a few of Vog Marek's favorite things. So yeah, he's going to be an interesting one to sort of go up against. While he enjoys collecting trophies from his victims' bodies, nothing compares to the thrill of the hunt. So defeating the Fisher's Ruin from the last group of Helliquary bosses unlocks this Inferno difficulty. So, and then obviously defeating this one will unlock the next difficulty, and so on as we go forward. So this boss, Molgeist the Molten, is obviously going to unlock the difficulty after that. So the demon Molgeist resides deep within an enormous volcano, slithering underneath a lake of lava. As of yet, no one has gotten close enough to the volcano to witness Molgeist in its entirety, but their presence is made painfully aware through the plumes of magma that erupt from the volcanics more. So sort of from the volcanoes more. And yeah, that seems like it's going to be a very, red volcanic setting for that one. And that will unlock the next difficulty. And then we're going to end with, this is an interesting one, Diosbray, Sovereign Shade. Diosbray was young when the first shadow fell on Sanctuary. She lurks within the bowels of the earth, birthing abominations of night to infest the lands. Her children roam all of Sanctuary in search of prey, carrying Diosbray's message far and wide with every kill. Darkness is as inevitable as death. So not too much information on her surroundings and what she's going to be like, but we know she's obviously a female boss that we finish off with. She's going to probably have abominations that spawn around her that you have to kill as well before you kill her. And yeah, that's going to be interesting. So 3 new Helliquary bosses makes it fun for warband raids. It's going to be cool having to, move over from 3 of the ones that we're used to and then moving on to these 3 eventually. So yeah, that's great. And then we've got new legendary gems. So harness the power of new legendary gems. So obviously we've already just had Mornskull, which is a limited 2-star legendary gem. And once again, make sure you grab Mornskull and craft it whilst you can before the end of the year, because once this event ends, this Eternal War, you're not going to be able to craft Mornskull and get it to drop in Elder Rifts. You have to use Telluric Pearls to get hold of it. So, and the prices will go up in the market probably. So make sure you get Mornskull if you're interested in getting it now. So let's have a look at these new ones. So Golden Firmament. So this is the first 5-star gem. So the last 5-star gem we got was like the Wolf Hurt one. So this is the next one. Dealing damage grants you abundance for 6 seconds, increasing your evasion rating by 12%, and causing you to unleash 3 blasts of wind at random nearby enemies every second, dealing 110 base damage plus 486 to enemies they hit. Enemies struck by multiple blasts take 75% reduced damage from subsequent hits. Can it occur more often than every 20 seconds? So yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's sort of not really jumping out as me as something that I really, really want to get. The 12% evasion rating is cool for some survivability, and the 3 blasts of wind at random enemies every second is pretty good. So you got a gem which does some defensive as well as offensive, so it's quite nice to have that bit of a mix. And 20 seconds cooldown isn't too bad, so not too bad. Obviously not really one that I'm going to go out my way to get, but it's cool for those who do want to get it and do end up getting it dropped. Let's see what the other 2 are. So Mercy's Harvest is a 2-star gem. Damaging enemies below 30% life conjures a scythe. Oh no, it's Wielding Reaper. I read the word scythe and I'm a necromancer, so this makes me want to get this gem because it's suited towards my class. Damaging enemies below 30% life conjures a scythe wielding Reaper to cleave through through nearby enemies, dealing 145% base damage plus 587 to enemies within the area. That's pretty decent actually. Additionally, enemies slain by the Reaper increase your damage done by 2% for 30 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. Can it occur more than every 6 seconds? 6 seconds, is that it? That's a really low cooldown. That's not too bad for an offensive gem, actually. Oh, it's really frustrating because I've just got Mornskull to rank 10, and Mornskull was a very necromancer-themed gem for me, and this Mercy's Harvest seems like it's one that I might have to get because, it's got that scythe-wielding Reaper to cleave through enemies. That seems like it's very themed for Necromancer, so I'm actually going to be tempted for this 2-star gem, and maybe might be one that I keep crafting for the long run, and not one that I'll probably buy from the marketplace or anything. I'll just get it from Elder Rifts and crafting. So I am interested in that. And then we've got a 1-star gem, Havoc Bearer. So a nice cheap one probably to get hold of. Using a dash skill, increases your damage by 18% and your attack speed by 4% for 2 seconds. Can it occur more often than once every 2 seconds? So any Tempest or any other classes that do very dash damage sort of thing, a lot of dash skills. This is a nice cheap one that you might be able to rank up to 10 very easily. This is a very free to play friendly gem. Same with Mercy's Harvest. So if you are free to play, definitely go ahead and get these gems. They both of these seem pretty cool. Obviously the 1-star gem, mostly if you have a build that does dash skills, go for that one. If not, Mercy's Harvest seems one that is worth going for. Okay, then you got modify your drop table. This is from December the 13th to January the 8th. Players will have the option to enable a modified drop table for their legendary crest when running Elder Rifts. Once enabled, whenever you receive a 5-star legendary gem as a drop, there's a 50% chance it will be a golden firmament. Oh, okay, so those who do want to get that 5-star legendary gem, you've got ability to, unlock the 50% chance. That's not a gem that I'm going to go with, but it's really good that they're doing that to increase the drop rate. The last time I did that was Rolling Consequence, and I did use the increased drop rate to grab as many Rolling Consequence as I could so I could rank it up. That's one which I was really interested in. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then obviously this Eternal War updates, the crossover between Diablo Immortal and World of Warcraft for its 20th anniversary carries on. So we've got the really cool artwork as before. And let's just see if it's got more information. By decree of the Lich King, the Eternal War, Fallen Citadel Dungeon, Cutthroat Brazen, and Mornskull Legendary Gem elements of the Eternal War event will now run until December the 31st. So you've got a lot longer to get that Legendary Gem now. So it's going to be really easy for people to get that Mornskull Legendary Gem just by making sure you cap your Elder Rifts every week and just keep using your crafting materials to get that Mornskull Gem. Definitely grab it whilst you can. This means you have an additional time to earn Eternal War rewards, issue a challenge against the Lord of the Scourge, and log into Diablo Immortal on a level 10 or higher character to earn a treasure nabbing bag cosmetic in World of Warcraft: The War Within. So that's cool. Yeah, we've got a bit longer to get that, and I think we end on this cool World of Warcraft picture. So that is pretty much it. More details to come. So there's going to be an article on December the 11th for more information on the next major update. So let's look forward to that. So yeah, I'm very, very much looking forward to this update. There's loads of cool things. This is going to be great, actually getting Diablo in the game. There's a lot of people who've been asking for a long time, is Diablo here yet, sort of thing. And, having that new zone, the new challenge dungeons, and, all of the new drops that we're going to get. This is going to be a fantastic update. And don't forget, this is going to be mixed with the graphical update, which I'm really excited about as well. So we're going to get the graphical update in the game as well as Shattered Sanctuary. So this is going to be a fantastic way to end the year for Diablo Immortal. This game is still going really strong, and yeah, apart from the pay to win PvP aspects of the game, which still bug me, and it is a shame that they introduced that in Diablo Immortal, and it's kind of frowned upon on other places in the gaming industry and sort of other outlets. I do see a lot of people frown upon this game just because of the pay to win aspect. So it is a bit of a shame, because Diablo is such a big series that I grew up playing on the PlayStation 1 onwards from the very first Diablo. It gave birth to so many other games and, its own genre, so many clones of Diablo. They have to definitely respect the game and the series, what Blizzard first introduced back in the day, and I try not to make bad of that name. So let's look forward to this update and go into the new year and see where the game goes in 2025. I'm looking forward to everything that they're doing. Seems like they're not slacking behind or going lazy with this game. They're just ramping up with the updates and bringing us lots of new content very, very often. So it's great. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that video. Let me know what you think of the update and what areas you're looking forward to playing the most. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.